here today. My name is Sabine Schaffer. I'm one of the managing partners of ProInvest Group. We are a vertically integrated real estate investment manager with an in-house development, operating as well as asset management team. We have two platforms. One is in Asia with particular focus on Australia and New Zealand, and the other one is in Europe where we're looking into the UK market, German-speaking market, France and Nordics. So we've been around for a while now under the ProInvest banner for about 15 years, but the vast majority of my colleagues have about 2 to 3 decades of experience in the industry. And so yeah, that's us. We are, nowadays I think about 6,000 rooms that we're operating, about 3 billion of assets under management, and as I said, very much dedicated to the whole hospitality and living sectors in both of those markets. Yeah, sure. I mean, again, it's day number 2 here, so it's still maybe a bit too early to say what was most insightful. But I think one of the more interesting areas was certainly yesterday the discussion of the bigger investment themes and why the Asian region in general is going to be standing out going forward. I don't think it's anything new, but it just brought it home, the fact that you're talking about a growing middle class, that wants to travel and has nowadays the means as well to travel going forward. So clearly, it's just one of the consumer themes that are most likely going to see we're going to do really well over the next couple of years to come. I think also interesting was this morning's STR information, where again, what I just said in terms of broad kind of picture has been confirmed by numbers. Obviously, there are some sub-markets where things are still kind of ebbing out, and some structural issues. I think, as you heard me saying yesterday, places like Australia may have some, structural issues with regards to still very high interest rates, but that's just something temporarily. I think the fundamentals are extremely strong. Very strong population growth, strong level of immigration. So, from our perspective, medium to long term, certainly a place that we feel very happy to be invested in. Well, I think there is clearly the theme of hospitality, and what are the areas that are coming out of hospitality, going more into extended stay and living in general. So there seems to be various sub-forms of such now also emerging in Asia. So what we're seeing is things like like co-living, for example, right? Which is an area or an asset class that is already reasonably well presented in the US as well as in Europe, is only just started to come into Asia. And as always with a nascent industry, it's always a question of what's the definition of it and all the rest of it. So people are a bit confused, I believe. But nevertheless, we see a lot of growth potential in those areas going forward. And it always reminds me the same thing, when people spoke about student housing 10 or 15 years ago, it was a nascent industry as well. And you look at it nowadays, and it's one of the kind of main real estate asset classes. So we believe, similar will be applicable to some of those now emerging or nascent areas as well. And certainly also in areas that we are very happy to leverage our hospitality expertise and to grow with as well over the next couple of years. How would I, in 3 words, I would call it insightful. I would call it, good from a connectivity perspective as well. So I think the people here are, it's a good ratio between, asset owners, kind of brand owners, and, as well, obviously some of the service providers. And and to be fair, I think it's fantastic to see back in Hong Kong, because, Hong Kong obviously, I think, a destination that has been a little bit under the water for a while, now is really coming back out from a, lower point. And it's great to have IHIF Asia here, and I believe this is hopefully the one of many, right, going forward. Yeah, sure. I think multifold. First of all is to obviously connect with some of my industry peers. I think to also share some of the, as I mentioned, investment themes, going forward, where we believe there's some good potential upside. And then, to be fair as well, just having a good time, right? I mean, the city lends itself to it. The program that you and your colleagues set up, and again, thanks for that, was fantastic as well. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the whole event so far.